Namaskaram to all. I hope I am audible. Can just someone comment whether I am audible or not? Okay. I have some problem with my audio. Okay. Anyway. Chaturmukha samarambham vagbhadacharya madhyamam tasmadacharya varyandam vande guru parambaram ragadirogan satatanushaktan sheshakaya prasrudan sheshan औत्सुक्यमोह आरदिदान् जघान यो पूर्ववैद्याय नमोस्तु तस्मै. Sorry that we had one break in between because of the various activities and engagements related to the hospital. I was forced to skip one session in between. Sorry for that. Anyway, I'm very happy to see the various discussions going on in the WhatsApp group. I'm happy because the discussions or the points what we present here is provoking or keeping the listeners engaged in some sort of intellectual activity. And I hope that all those things will be translated to the clinical aspects as well. So we saw in our last session that Chalanam is the trademark of Vayu, and how the Vayu is representing a very complex system, making a very complex system to very simple one to understand and to operate, and how the concept of Tridosha Siddhanta is becoming a very practical one and also a beautiful one. Now, I think if you understand Vayu properly, many other things will be understood naturally. Understanding Vayu is... Somebody is unmuted. Please mute yourself. So understanding Vayu is the most important aspect. And we saw various contexts and various descriptions, especially the descriptions in Vadakala Kaliyam, which is so beautiful. And we find that Sthula Anusrodasam Bheta. So Vayu Agasha combination creates Sthula Srodas as well as Anusrodas in the where is the Srodas made? That is important. This Sthula Anusrodas is made in the Prithvi Jala combination. And that is the Sneha Sanchaya of the Sharira. That is the Sneha Sanchaya of the Sharira. So, all these Srodasas are embedded in the Sneha Pinda. They are carved out of the Sneha Pinda. And Vayu travels through these Srodasas and make others move through them and distributes substances through them. That is what we saw in a nutshell. And this Vayu Akasha combination, which we otherwise call as Vata Dosha or Vayu Dosha, can never sit idle. That is why we identify Chalanam as Vayu and Vayu as Chalanam. It moves always. And we can't expect where Vayu is Sthiram in a Prakriti Avastha. In Vikriti Avastha, it can happen, which we will come to later. So, Chalanam is identified as Vayu. Any movement, and movement is identified as Vayu. Please read the Vadakalakaliyam again and again. Read Vadakalakaliyam with this concept in mind repeatedly. And the story is not over. This Vayu Akasha combination that makes empty spaces in the Sneha Sanchaya. Chidra Samuha, empty spaces also. And these empty spaces serve as the ashrayas or adharas. And some of these adharas are storage spaces as well. Pakvashayam. Pakvashayam is a passage. It is a storage space as well. Mutrashayam. It is a passage. It is a free space. It is a storage space as well. Most of the ashayas are storage spaces as well. Not most, I think all. Koshta. All these ashayas are in close vicinity of the koshta. And koshta itself is a srotas, isn't it? Or ashaya even. So these different ashayas may be serving different purposes. Different ashayas may be serving different purposes. But there is a samanyam between them. So each ashaya is having some sort of a vishesha. Apart from that, it is having a samanya. What is that? They are all owned by Vayu, operated by Vayu. All the ashayas are owned by Vayu and operated by Vayu as well. Another important point that we should always keep in our minds is that in all exercises of Vayu or Vayu Agasha combination, it enjoys the support of Agni. Agni supports this Vayu Agasha combination. In return, Vayu Agasha combination helps Agni as well. That is a coalition, which is very important. Agni Vayu. It may be of interest for everyone to note that one synonym or at least one nickname of Pitta is Vata Sakha. Vata Sakha. Vata Sakha means Vada is his friend or he is the friend of Vada. Vada Sakha. So Agni supported by Vayu Agasha combination and Vayu Agasha combination supported by Agni work on the Prithvi Jala combination, the mass of Sneha, when, how much? Continuously. Continuously. I repeat, Agni supported by Vayu Agasha combination and Vayu Agasha combination supported by Agni work on the Prithvi Jala combination, the Shleshma representation, the Sneha Sanchaya of the Sharira continuously. We should be able to visualize it. And Agni in the same manner, Agni has got an extra work. What is that? Agni in the same manner works on the Ahara, which is a foreign body, to make sure that the body is getting sufficient share of Prithvi Jala combination from outside to maintain the bulk of the Sneha of the Sharira. Replenishing. It is continuous replenishing act. And listen, one important point. The differences in the activity of Agni supported by the Vayu and Akasha combination, is the reason for the dhadus to be different from one another. All are sneha. Altogether it is a sneha sanchaya. But still they are different. This is because the different types of activity of Agni supported by Vayu Akasha. In one of our last sessions, we saw the explanation of Dravya Nishpatti. Any Karya Dravya Nishpatti. Tattukshmam adhisthaya jayade ambuyoni Agni pavana nabhasam samavayataha tan nirvrittihi visheshaha cha. Tattu kshmam adhisthaya jayade ambuyonihi Agni pavana nabhasam samavayataha tan nirvrittihi visheshaha cha. Sharira is a karya dravya. All dhadus are karya dravyas. So the above observation that tattukshmam adhisthaya jayade ambuyoni Agni pavana nabhasam samavayataha tan nirvrittihi visheshaha cha should be true to these things also, as long as they are karya dravyas. So practically they are all made out of Prithvi and Jala. Nirvrittihi. Nirvrittihi is by Prithvi and Jala. And the Visheshastu Prithaktva Krita. Visheshastu Prithaktva Krita. Vishesham, the state or the quality which makes each dhadu different from the other or unique, is the outcome of the way in which Agni, Vayu and Akasha play their roles in the Adhishthanam, that is Prithvi and Jala. Prithvi is the Adhishthanam, Jala is the thing which is binding the Adhisthana Kanas together. So when we consider the Karya Dravya called Sharira, Kshmam adhisthaya jayade ambuyoni, the Prithvi and Jala combination is the Sneha Sanjaya. When Agni, Vayu, Akasha act upon this Sneha Sanjaya, Agni Pavana Nabhasam Samavayaha happens, Visheshaha Prithakkaranam happens, Visheshastu Prithaktu Krita. And that is how the dhadus differ from one another. And this Sharira, just visualize, Sharira has a large number of avayavas. Sharira has a large number of avayavas which are all made by different dhadus, different combinations of dhadus. And we saw that these dhadus in turn are made out of different combinations of five bhutas. With the Kshmam adhisthaya jayade ambuyoni Agni pavana nabhasam samavayataha tan nirvrittihi visheshaha cha, that is the common rule. And each avayava is designed by the Vayu. Vayu is the master designer. Vayu is the master designer. What should be the shape, what should be the size, what should be the curve, what should be the bend. All these things are decided by the master designer. And all the functions, let it be Sharira or let it be a machinery, all situations, the design is based on the required function. Accidentally, if a design came and it started functioning like that, it is not like that. There is a well-defined function to deliver and the design is made accordingly. The design is made accordingly. And all these avayavas, n number of avayavas, They are interconnected. Sometimes they attach, sometimes they detach, temporarily, permanent, arrange and disarrange, associate or dissociate. And all these events happen from the very subtle level to the very gross level. It starts from the subtlest level imaginable, which is known as the Paramanu, and all done by Vayu, taking the function as the basic criterion for operation. Acharya Charaka makes a beautiful observation in this regard. What is that? Shariravastu paramanu bhedena aparisankheyaha bhavanti. Charakam Shariram, 7th chapter. Shariravastu paramanu bhedena aparisankheyaha bhavanti adibahutvad adisauksmyad adindriyatvad cha. तेषां संयोग विभागे परमाणूनां संयोग विभागे कारणं वायुः कर्म स्वभावः च. कारणं वायुः, by nature vayu has got that sort of a potential. Apart from that, karma swabhavah cha, the specific function which is intended to be delivered is also a criteria. It's a principal criteria. Vayu is the doer. So, Vayu our point is, Vayu continuously works on the Sharira from its subtlest level to the grossest level. From the small, subtle, imaginable level to the grossest level. And of course, with the support of Agni. Support of Agni. It moves and makes everything else move. It aligns, it arranges, it shapes, it dismantles, it dissociates, etc., etc., everything. And Vayu as a dosha reflects all these activities in Sharira, and in the same way, Agni is represented by Pitta, and Prithvi of Sneha Sanchayam is represented by Shleshma or Kapha. Now we have to make a small twist in the story. See, the gunas of Vayu, well versed, everybody knows. Tatra ruksho leghusheetaha gharaha sukshmaha chalaha anilaha, isn't it? Tatra ruksho leghusheetaha ghara sukshmaschalo nilaha. Starts from ruksha, ends with the chala. Tatra ruksho leghusheetaha ghara sukshmaschalo nila, according to Vakbhada's description. Starts with the ruksha and ends with the chala. What is the speciality of this gunas? This is actually, if you look at these gunas, you can understand that these gunas are actually a combination of the gunas of Vayu and Akasha. The gunas which are explained as owned by the Vada dosha or Vayu dosha is actually a combination of the gunas of Vayu and Akasha, Bhutas. And the Ruksha, Lakhu, Sita, Ruksha, Lakhu, Sita we will come to later. Ghara, Sukshma, Ruksha, Lakhu, Ghara and Sukshma. They represent the sort of directly, or it's a straight away reflection of the component bhutas, structurally even to some extent, Vayu and Akasha bhutas. And chala, the chala, which is explained as a guna here, is actually the way in which Vayu behaves by default. The way in which Vayu behaves by default. We have seen it in length about the chalatva of Vayu. And that is the last one mentioned. Each member of the Ruksha, Lakhu, Ghara, Sukshma alliance gives its share to make Vayu behave as Chala. I'm repeating. Each member of the Ruksha, Lakhu, Ghara, Sukshma alliance gives its share to make Vayu behave as Chala. And different grades, different directions, different speeds, different intensities of Chalatva is the result of different permutations and combinations of these gunas. Ruksha, Lakhu, Ghara and Sukshma. So I was deliberately avoiding one guna. That is Shita. Shita here is a controversial character. Shita is a controversial character. Why? In one of our previous sessions, there was a question in the chat box. Is Vayu Shita? Is Vayu Shita or Ushna? And you are saying that all the other gunas are supporting the Chalatva. What supports Chalatva? Shita or Ushna? These are all good questions and valid questions. We have to find or at least make an inquiry into it. See, if we consider the nature of the ingredient bhudas in Vada dosha, that means Vayu and Akasha, they are neither Ushna nor Shita. Vayu and Akasha, neither Ushna nor Shita. So obviously, Vada dosha should also Karanan vidhayitvad karyanam tal swabhavata or tal sabhagada. When the Karana dravyas Vayu and Akasha are neither Ushna nor Shita, obviously the Karya dravya Vada dosha should also behave like that. Anushna Shita. It should be Udasina that way. It should be inert or unbiased at least. But we find Vayu explained as having Shita guna in all our Samhitas. Vayu is explained as having Shita guna. Tatra Ruksho Lakhu Shitaha Gharaha Sukshmaha Chalaha Anilaha. Why? There can be more than one reason for this approach. More than one reason for this approach. See, first of all, one point we will discuss later is that, see, what we find in the physical world and what we find in the Sharira are supposed to be one and the same, because the Sharira is a part of the physical world. Panchabhaudigatvad. In some other way, even the design is same. Loka and Purusha. I'm not going to that. But the physical properties which are used to explain the characteristics of inanimate objects, they need not behave in the same manner when they are attached to an animate object. This is very important. Accordingly, there will be many improvisations made. There will be many modifications made in the explanations. There are many examples. Adyapadana asamavayi karanam gurutvam. In the physical world, that is the best or most fitting explanation for gurutvam. Guru, the guna. But when it comes to a sachetana sharira, it is modified. How it is modified? Tatra brahmane shakti guru. Brahmane shakti guru. This brahmane shakti is an improvisation of the guru guna. In the outside world, in the physical world, adyapadana asamavayi karanam gurutva. But that it is not in the same way that gurutvam is dealt with in a jiva sharira. So that happens. That is because of the presence of the jiva. So now, coming to the attributes of Vayu, first of all, Vayu in Sharira. Vayu in Sharira. In Sharira is underlined. Supports Agni in all its operations. We have seen it. Vadasakha. And an unconditional and uncontrolled support of Vayu to Agni. What will happen? That will make Agni quite destructive. Unconditional support, uncontrolled support of Vayu to Agni will make it horrible. It will burn off everything. This is not the intention of the support given to Agni by Vayu. It is all meant for a positive reason. So, that support is not uncontrolled or unconditional. Vayu possesses a capacity, a property which enables it to gain control over Agni, and Sita is the best or the most suitable trait for this purpose. So whatever the real nature of Vayu in the physical world be, the dosha called Vayu is understood as Sita. The dosha called Vayu is understood as Sita. Secondly, taking the entire issue into a clinical setup, a full-fledged Vadakopam is manifested when Ruksha, Lakhu, Ghara, Sukshma, Chala gunas are associated with or supported by Sita guna, not by Ushna guna. A full-fledged Vadakopam is manifested when this Rukshadi gunas are supported by Sita guna, not by Ushna guna. When supported by Ushna guna also there is an increase, which we will come to later as part of the explanation of Samprapti, Chayam and Prakopam, all those things. And thirdly, opposites of Rukshadi gunas, that is Snigdhadi gunas, Snigdha, Guru, Shlakshna, Sthira and Sthula gunas. We may call it Snigdhadi. When supported by Ushna guna, brings Vriddha Vayu to Shamavastha. So these observations, which are more practical and experiential than theoretical, made Ayurvedic authors propose that Vayu as a dosha is not Anushna Sita, but Sita. Vayu as a dosha, because this is practically proven and this is experiential in nature. But having said that, we can't say that Vayu has nothing to do with Ushna guna. That is an elaborate topic again. There are many situations where Vayu shows inconsistency in this regard. We believe that or we propose that and we see that Vayu is Sita. But there are many situations where Vayu contradicts. It shows its basic nature of inconsistency in this regard as well. This is evident more in many sampraptis and not in Samyavastha. In Samyavastha Vayu behaves as Shita. And when Vayu shows the type of inconsistency as mentioned, authors attribute that nature of the fundamental inconsistent behavior of Vayu and the outcome thereof by a term called Yogavahi. Yogavahi param Vayuhu samyogadu ubhayarthagrid dahagrit tejasa yuktam shidagrit shleshma samyudam. But these are all related to the association. In the Kevala sense, absolute sense, for all practical purposes, in all clinical situations, the dosha called Vayu behaves as Shita. And that is essential also. Number one, it is for controlling, taking a strong grip over its friend, its notorious friend, Agni. And for many reasons, it is also, but the best reason is that clinically, when you come to the application point of view, Snigdhadi with the Ushna brings Vayu to Shamavastha. Rukshadi with the Shita provokes Vayu to the best level. So that is the most important point that we have to take into consideration. Regarding Pitta and Kapha, these sort of issues are not there. Even in Shidajwaram, Ushna, Agneyajwaram, Saumyajwaram, in all these concepts, this is important. In the Samprapti of Pandu to Visarpam, to Pandu, Kamala, Visarpam or Shobham, this is important. In Vadashonidam, this is important. There are many clinical situations. We will come to them one after the other. We will slowly see all these things. But now, coming to the very basics of the Tridoshas, especially of Vayu, we take this as a Shita. Now, I think there are supposed to be some chat. What is that? Shita is supposed to be Stambhana, whereas Ushna makes Vayu more Chala. How does Ushna does Shavana of Vayu? Yes, that is what I explained. In the prima facie, it seems that Shita is a Stambhana. So that is giving Vayu a self-regulating mechanism as well. Theoretically, I explained that whatever the theoretical explanations are, clinically, practically, experientially, it is not behaving as Ushna. That is one point. Even if theoretically you assume that Vayu is Ushna, then its self-regulating mechanism is also lost. And uncontrolled chalatva, prachandata will be the result. That happens when it is Kupita. In certain stages of its association with Agni, it is behaving as extremely supporting the Vayu with its Yogavahi property, enhancing the Vayu, the Agni's Agneyata. That is also can be seen in Vadagala Kaliyam. There are many activities which is done by Vayu when it is getting associated with the Pitta. When associated with the Kabha also, it misbehaves in n number of ways. Those aspects, those explanations, we will see later. I think there is one more chat. What is that? Shamana Vayu stimulate Agni. Shamana Vayu or Samana Vayu stimulates Agni. Yes, Samana Vayu stimulates Agni in a highly controlled manner and in a highly complementary manner. When that control is lost, say for example, in Udavarta, when Vayu is misbehaving, it gives the Samana Vayu an unconditional or uncontrolled potential to stimulate Agni, and it ends up in disastrous turnouts. In samavastha, that is not happening. So that is very interesting. You take one after the other. And so, yeah, there is another question. Can we say that samana is, samana is Shita? Yeah, that is another question. We will take each and every Vayu, like prana, what is the behavior of prana, what is the behavior of Vyana, all these things. Our time is over today. So I am winding up today. We will come to the different perspectives of the functioning of Vayu. Of course, but Pitta and Kapha, I think they are somewhat easy to understand. Their behavior is quite straightforward. It is not the case with Vayu. That is why I'm spending a lot of time with Vayu. And once Vayu is under your control, I think the Sharira also will be under your control. So I'm winding up today. Bhishajam sadhurtanam bhadramagam sharinam. Abhyasta karmanam bhadram, bhadram bhadrabhilashnam. Thank you very much.